Hey y'all, I am here with a growth entry for today. So, y'all, I was literally just preparing to get dressed and head out for today. And the thing that I could think about the most while I was in the shower was how my appetite has changed for certain things, certain people. And it's amazing to see how your body literally signals what you are no longer attached to. As you grow, those attachments fall off. And I like to think of them like, you know how like a reptile or like you get a sore or something and the skin has to like it sheds its skin. That's how I think about my growth journey every time I hit a new pillar and I can see what I've gained. So the way that you know like your appetite has changed for certain places, certain people, I like to put it in an analogy along these terms. Let me try to break this down and make this as simple. So you know how you go to a restaurant and you like rice. Like you always get the rice, whether it's chicken fried rice, shrimp fried rice, whatever. You're going to get the rice because that's what you like. It tastes good. It's going to fill you up. But let's just say you go to this same restaurant and this time you choose to get something from the sushi bar. Still a lot of rice. So you're going to get your rice. It's just not going to be as much rice. Let's say, for instance, you get like a 12 piece of the roll that you're getting. You notice when you eat the rice, you may be able to take 5 bites and you're like, okay, I'm going to put this in my to-go plate and we're going to take it home. Once I feel like I'm hungry again, I'll dive into it and eat it. But let's say, for instance, you get this sushi and you are able to eat all 12. You're full. It's good. It tastes good. You're like, I wasn't expecting for it to taste like this. And it takes some getting used to. So you like it, it fills you up, but you don't feel as stuffed as you feel when you are eating the rice and you take those 5 bites and you're like, oh, I just feel so full and heavy. I'm just gonna take this home. But you can eat all the sushi while you're there. That's how your journey is gonna feel when you are going back into places, because don't get me wrong, we're gonna want to revisit those old spaces, those old people, and see if we still have that same feeling. By all means, it's okay. Go in those spaces if you feel safe enough to go in these spaces without totally taking yourself off of your journey. If you feel comfortable and safe enough to reconnect yourself with certain things to see how you feel, by all means see it. And what I can say and what I can attest to, me going back into spaces or me connecting with people, it honestly showed me where I've grown and the things that I no longer want to associate with. So you go back into these places and it feels good in the beginning because you used to that feeling. You used to that feeling. You like what it feels like. It feels good, especially when it's a comfort. So you go back to that restaurant, you eating that rice again, and now it's 3 bites in and you like, okay, I'm full, I'm heavy. This is just too much. I'm just gonna wrap this up and take it to go. But you don't like the way that you feel when you eat this food no more. It don't feel good. Now you feel sick. Now you feel like you just off balance and it just got you in a chaotic space. That's how it feels when you go back and visit those places that you don't got no business being, baby. Now you're in this chaotic place and you don't like the way it feels. So guess what you do? You're going back to your sushi. You're going back to your sushi because that is what feels good and you don't feel heavy. You're full, but you're not heavy. That's how you know that you've outgrown a space, person, thing, whatever. If you go back and revisit that place and it feels heavier, quicker, you ain't got no business being there. You don't have no business being there. It is time for you to go back to that thing or find that thing that tastes good, feel good, but it's healthy. It's a healthier version. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't throw you off balance. It's not chaotic. It doesn't have your brain or your body in an uproar. You have to learn how to listen to your body. And the way that you learn how to listen to your body, quote unquote, listening to yourself, is by getting to know you. That's why when you go on this journey, sometimes you have to sit alone so that you will understand your thought process. You will understand the way that your body signals certain things that you need to know, because the signs are there. The thing is, most of us don't know ourselves, and we haven't taken the time to sit down and sit in silence to get what we need to get so that we can understand, okay, this is not good for me. Okay, this looks like what I experienced back in January. I don't want to go back to that again. So how do I move forward without revisiting this to where it takes me out again? Because those things that we're growing for, they're going to come back around. They're tempting. They are tempting. But it's up to us to move in a different manner when those things do come back around and represent themselves. How are you going to show up in this space? How are you going to keep yourself in line, on track, to where you're not so thrown off? Because life is still going to go. We still have life to live. So we still got to keep moving. We still got to keep going. That does not mean that the distractions, the temptation is not going to be there. But how do you move different this time around? Question mark. I hope that helps somebody. Y'all let me know what y'all think. We can talk about it some more if you want to talk about it. Bye, y'all.